in the Resource Guidelines, which is a publication that the National Council created in 1994. It's like the Bible for child welfare. And of course, we now have the Enhanced Resource Guidelines, which is the updated version of that, because the system, as you know, keeps changing. It's gotten more complex. It's that kind of thing that makes this organization as great as it is.
And those resource guidelines gave them a platform of knowledge that they didn't always have access to from their state judicial programs. Very well regarded.
It was just nice to have the old guidelines brushed off and made shiny new and reinvigorate the bench with regard to meeting the challenge that children and families are dealing with across the country and across my state in Texas.
They serve as a great standard of best practices that really helps make sure I stayed focused and that I'm using the tools that I know are driven by data to stay focused on doing best for the children and families that I serve.
We want to make sure, as a judge, I want to make sure that families have a fair opportunity to remain together, and I'm personally going to make certain that they have the services necessary. That's my calling, that's my life.
The Enhanced Resource Guidelines is a remarkable resource that we are ensuring that all of our family court judges are aware of and learn from. It is one of the resources that, as you know, the National Council of Juvenile and Family Court Judges made available to all of its members and to the public at large to professionalize the way we handle our child welfare and our family justice.
The guidelines have been a wonderful way for us to improve the way that we are delivering services and having court for families. Gave us a great chance to kind of self-assess and figure out where our strengths and weaknesses were, and to build on our strengths and to be able to fix some of our weaknesses.
The Enhanced Resource Guidelines have been a phenomenal tool for me to reference as I think about what are the best practices and approaches that I need to take when I'm working with the children and families in my community.
Educating all of our judges about keeping kids safe at home. Everyone speaking from the same book about how we want to do everything to leave that child safe at home and bring in resources, and removal is a last resort with the hope that reunification can happen as quickly as possible.
As each case comes in, you're just doing the best you can with what you have. So when you see a whole year of data and seeing, how long was this child in foster care, we're able to return the child home. If we had to move forward with the termination of parental rights, how long did it take to get that child into their forever home to be adopted? So it just holds the court system as a whole accountable as far as okay, what we're doing is working well, or what we're doing is not working so well. So what can we do? Again, go back to those Enhanced Resource Guidelines to see, are we implementing all the best practices that we need to make sure that we are helping the children and families.
It raised the level of expected performance by the court in the area of due process, insisting on reasonable efforts, elevating the importance of family and relative relationships.
It's been one of my most rewarding work experiences as a researcher in the National Council to see courts transform. It helped courts develop a more humane process for doing that, and it helped to empower courts to draw attention to the media and the public of their plight and actually get additional judicial positions in some situations. How can a judge hear 50 cases in a single day? And so I did see that change in some situations.